Hey everyone, welcome to my presentation for 4.3. This is the last assignment for Shading and Lighting 2, and I must say that I'm going to miss this class very much. I'm extremely grateful for the awesome instructor I had and the things I have learned in this class. I highly appreciate the discussion posts. My peers' perspective on things could be helpful. I love learning what others have to say as they learn right along with me. They might have learned something I didn't, or maybe they have a way of explaining something that is my weak point that I don't pick up from the instructor. Not that it's the instructor's fault, it's just sometimes the way I learn. How comfortable did you feel in Maya this month compared to last month? In comparison to last month, this month was so much easier than last month. During the first month, I struggled with finding all the tools and things to use. The only problems I had with the second month is technical difficulties. Thankfully, I have that sorted out. What are your favorite things you've learned? Some of my favorite things I learned was how I could make and add my own textures to different types of surfaces. Working with the gems was my favorite, but I also love the assignment where I had to assign materials to the marbles in one of the first assignments. Which part was the most challenging and why? The most challenging part for me is creating nodes and connecting them to the right places. Connecting materials to the marbles seemed easier than attaching materials and nodes for other assignments and projects this month. It is fun practice trying to get it right, so I don't mind at all. Which project are you proud of? This is a tough question for me, honestly. I enjoyed assigning materials to the marbles, but I also love putting materials on the gems. How do you think a knowledge of materials and texturing will help you in future classes? The knowledge of materials and texturing will help me in future classes because it is the foundation of the rest of the things I have yet to learn. Without this information, it would be extremely hard to continue successfully in any of these courses after this one. Is there anything you found interesting from learning about reflection, transmission, and emission surfaces? After learning about reflection, transmission, and emission, I thought it was neat how each surface had a different kind of reflection. I expect to see that kind of stuff in real life. With video games, I also expect it, but sometimes digital reflections, transmissions, and emission surfaces are way different than actual reflections, transmissions, and emission surfaces. What future classes, softwares, and topics are you most excited to learn about? I'm not excited about anything specifically, only because I'm excited for all of it. The more stuff I learn from all this, the better all of my work will be. I hope to follow in the footsteps of my favorite artists such as Tim Burton, who is well known, and Alex Pardee. Take a moment to think back on what you've learned this month. 1.0 Introduction to think back on what you've learned this month. In the first week, I learned about reflective surfaces and how to put them on the objects and how the reflections reacted with their surroundings. 2.0 Modifying surfaces with textures. For week 2, I got to work with different kinds of textures for different objects. I learned how to attach each of the textures to different materials. 3.0 Transmissive and emissive surfaces. Week 3 was super fun. I love working with lighting. It could make or break a project or assignment. I feel like if there is bad lighting, the rest of the picture would be off. The objective of the discussion post was to learn about how transmissive, emissive, and real-world surfaces react with light and how to relate these concepts to the tools within Renderman. I shared an example of specular reflection, which is the first picture I shared of my back porch and a chair after it had been raining. At first, I had mistaken it for specular transmission. The aloe bottle with the light that I had posted for my second picture was an example of specular transmission. Last but not least is a picture of an example of emissive surface. 4.0 Exporting results for Nuke and Unity. Week 4 was awesome. I got to work with Nuke, Unity, and I also got to install a new software, Substance Painter. Substance Painter is great. It reminds me of some elements of Photoshop, but also it reminds me of Maya at the same time. Week 1, Introduction to Reflective Surfaces. In Week 1, I learned about reflective surfaces and how to put them on objects. To the left is my before, and to the right is my after. Week 2, Modifying Textures. Modifying surfaces with textures. In Week 2, I work with textures and learn how to attach them to materials. 2.1 covered the relation between 2D and 3D coordinate systems and how to add variation to the materials by connecting 2D procedurals and texture files. Here we have the doors and window frames, the sign, and the telescope. And this one we have the telescope, the balcony, the pedestals, and the diamonds. Transmissive and emissive surfaces. In Week 3, I worked with lighting and adding lighting to the environments. As mentioned before, these are the pictures from my discussion post. To the left is specular reflection. In the middle, we have specular transmission. I would have to say that this one's my favorite because just look at that awesome green. And last but not least, we have emissive surface. Week 3, Transmissive and Emissive Surfaces. The objective of the discussion post was to learn about how transmissive, emissive, and real-world surfaces react with light and how to relate these concepts to the tools within Renderman. I shared an example of specular reflection, which is the first picture I shared of my back porch and a chair after it had been raining. At first I had mistaken it for specular transmission. The aloe bottle with the light that I had posted for my second picture was an example of specular transmission. Last but not least is a picture of an example of emissive surface. I really fell in love with the material I used for the balcony. Here is my 3.3. The candles are done, the vases, the telescope, the windows, the lights. Week 4, exporting results for Nuke and Unity. In Week 4, I got to work with Substance Painter. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you all for watching.